Are you having trouble getting off that weight loss plateau and want to see that scale budge? Well, in this video, I'm going to share 4 weight loss strategies to help you kickstart your metabolism and start seeing weight loss using these tips. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty of this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get updated and notified every single time I post a new free workout video or nutrition tip. Hey, my name is Jenny J. I'm an online coach, personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and nutrition coach with over 10 years of experience working in the health and fitness industry. And in this video, I'm going to share 4 weight loss strategies that can help kickstart your metabolism so that you can start seeing that weight loss happen. Maybe you're struggling and you're on a weight loss plateau and you cannot see the scale budge. Now, before I dive into those tips, let's talk about how weight loss actually occurs. It's this idea of calories in, calories out. You know, that universal statement that if you want to lose weight, you simply have to reduce the amount of calories that is coming in versus how much calories or energy you're producing out, which will change the dynamic equilibrium of calories in, calories out, which will help induce that weight loss. You know, our weight loss is truly determined on this idea, but it only goes so far. This mathematical equation of calories in, calories out is a universally true statement, but there's many more factors that are happening. So let's break it down a little bit. When I talk about energy, I'm talking about the food that you're intaking to survive and thrive in our daily lives versus the energy that you're expending or exerting in your daily life, in your workouts, when you're sleeping, and the basic functions and energy you need to just keep your heart pumping and your blood flowing. Now, if we have dynamic equilibrium, we should see weight maintenance. We should be able to maintain the same weight when we're intaking the same amount of calories as we're exerting, right? That's going to help us maintain weight. To lose weight, you would essentially have to reduce the amount of calories or energy coming in versus the amount of energy you're exerting. That's how we lose weight. And on the other hand, if you are intaking or consuming more energy than you're expending, you're going to see weight gain. It's this dynamic equilibrium, this, up and down scale that we have to work with in order to see weight loss, weight maintenance, or weight gain. Now, let's talk about how this only gets us to the surface level of weight loss, weight gain, and weight maintenance. So, it takes about 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound of fat. Now, if we wanted to see weight loss, we would simply have to lose or exert 3,500 calories from our total daily energy expenditure. And we can reduce that either through our exercise, through our diet plan, reducing the amount that we're eating, or a little bit of both. If you decided to lose or exert less energy, let's say 500 calories, and have that calorie deficit every single day for 7 days, 7 times 500 calories of a reduction, you're going to equal 3,500 calories of a total energy reduction, which would help you lose 1 pound a week. If you wanted to take a more aggressive approach, you can think about burning 1,000 calories a day, maybe 500 from your workout and 500 eating less out of your total daily food. You would see 1,000 calories per day of a calorie deficit times 7. That's going to give you a 7,000 calorie deficit for the week, which would ideally give you a 2 pound weight loss each week. Now, that only gets you so far. If you've ever been a yo-yo dieter or a chronic dieter or someone who has constantly tried to create a deficit in your calories, whether that's through working out and through eating less, you're gonna realize that you start to hit this plateau, and what you were doing originally to lose weight is no longer working. Now, why is that the case? Well, we can blame our metabolism. Our metabolism is essentially what determines if we are losing weight, if we're staying the same, or if we're gaining weight. Now, our bodies are very smart, and as much as we want to trick it to lose weight, to gain weight, or to just stay the same, it tries so hard to stay in homeostasis. So the moment that you start reducing your calories, whether it's burning it through your workouts or eating less, it's going to try to conserve energy because it's not getting the same amount of energy it was getting. So it's going to slow down the processes that keep you alive and functioning so it matches that new calorie intake that's coming in. And that's why our metabolism slows down. So how can we avoid this? How can we hack our metabolism so that we can actually see that weight loss happen and avoid the plateau? So there are 4 tips that I want to share with you coming up. So tip number 1 is to make sure that you're prioritizing eating a whole foods diet, meaning we're reducing or eliminating altogether processed foods, things that come in wrappers, plastic, boxes, containers, pretty much anything that has an ingredient list. We want to avoid those altogether. And the reason why is because they are so calorie dense foods with minimal nutrients inside the actual food sources. When we prioritize vegetables and fruits, nuts and seeds, lean protein, healthy sources of carbs and fats, we're actually able to eat a lot more volume of food. It gives us the vital nutrients and macronutrients that we need to survive and thrive, keep us feeling healthy and full without so much of the junk, the artificial ingredients and fillers that make us feel like we're eating food when really it's a lot of processed things, and they're usually packed with a lot of extra sugars, a lot of fat, and a lot of things that we don't need. So immediately taking out junk food and processed food will help you reduce that calorie intake naturally without even trying, without even feeling like you have to reduce the amount of food that you're eating. If you prioritize the vegetables, like the leafy greens, the cucumbers, the celery, the things that create the bulk on our plate, lots of vegetables, that will actually help naturally reduce the amount of calories that you're eating and help you get the vital nutrients that you need without feeling like you're on a diet. Now, quick fun fact here is if you are eating protein has actually the highest thermic response in our body. Our metabolism actually gets a nice boost every single time we eat. And if you eat protein actually gives us a higher boost of thermic response. So it generates heat in our body. If you've ever had the meat sweats before, then you understand what I mean when your body is starting to just generate lots of heat because you're eating a lot of protein. So actually increasing your protein intake may help boost your metabolism. And on the other hand, fats have the lowest thermic response, so it produces less of a boost in your metabolism, so something to keep in mind. Tip number 2 is to change FIT up. Now, FIT is an acronym, F-I-T-T, and it stands for frequency, intensity, time, and type. And I'm referring to how you are tackling your workouts every single week. If you've been doing the same workout over and over again and expect different results, that is the definition of insanity. So we want to make sure that we're changing FIT up. Frequency, how often you're doing your workouts. Maybe you've been accustomed to doing workouts 3 or 4 times a week. Maybe you need to add 1 or 2 more workouts in your weekly workout regimen. Intensity, how intense you're going. You know, this is something that you can perceive and it's a subjective feeling, but how intense you're going in your workouts. Maybe you are doing just a very moderate, intense run or walk every single day. Can you add sprints in your workouts? Can you get into that uncomfortable huffing and puffing stage where you need to take a break and you need to rest because you are exerting a lot of intensity in your workout? Perhaps changing that intensity can help boost your metabolism. Then there's time, how long you're doing your actual workouts. Maybe you're only spending 20 minutes a day doing a workout, perhaps adding in 10 minutes of a run in the morning and 10 minutes of yoga at night can just help you burn a little bit more calories throughout the day. And then last but not least, type. the type of workouts that you're doing. Maybe you are so accustomed to your running routine and your body has gotten used to it, so it actually is expending less energy doing that same activity because your body is used to it. Just the very shock of changing your workout up, maybe you are a runner and you decide to do strength training, it will immediately shock your nervous system and will kickstart your metabolism so that you can start seeing a jump in your calorie burn. So trying to change fit up can be very beneficial. So comment below, let me know, how can you change fit up? Can you change your frequency, intensity, time, or type? Comment below and let me know. Tip number 3 is to increase your NEAT. Now, NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is all the activity that you're doing that doesn't relate to your deliberate exercise. So think about the moving around the house, the doing laundry, the chores, cleaning the dishes, going to and from the office, walking around, maybe dancing. This is all the activity that's not deliberate exercise. How can you increase your NEAT? You know, we spend a certain amount of calories every single day doing NEAT, doing all the non-exercise activities. So how can we get a little bit more bang for our buck in our daily life? Perhaps getting a stand-up desk will help you to make sure that you're just not staying sedentary all day. Perhaps getting a step tracker and making sure that you are walking 10,000 steps a day or whatever suits your activity level. Perhaps just fidgeting around the house, doing a little bit more. Let's say you're waiting for your dinner to cook on the pan, or you're waiting for something to microwave in the kitchen. Can you do 10 squats while you're waiting for your food to heat up? There are so many different ways that we can add movement in our day, and I promise you, all those little things do add up over time and can help kickstart that metabolism. And last tip, number 4, is to make sure that you're tracking your daily food intake. A lot of the hidden weight gain that we might see over time is due to mindless eating that we may not be paying attention to. You might be thinking that you just eat 3 meals a day with 1 snack, and maybe in your head it sounds great, but oftentimes we are underestimating the amount of calories we're eating because we forget to include the small bites of a snack in the car, maybe a few samples from the break room, or just a little munch in the kitchen when you're having your work break. So it's super important to be tracking everything that goes into your mouth. Even the small bite of a chocolate cake does count to your calorie intake, and we want to make sure that we're not getting, this excess amount of calories without even knowing it. So tracking your food for at least 7 days can help you get a bird's eye view of what you're actually eating. And if you're starting to notice that weight gain continue to creep up week after week, that is a good sign you're probably intaking more than you're exerting. Now, ideally, we want to be able to maintain, or we at least want to find that dynamic equilibrium. So understanding how many calories you should be eating and how many calories you should be exerting to at least find maintenance, right? Once you find that number, and that number is going to be very custom to you and very personalized, but once you kind of figure that out, then you can start adjusting your eating habits and notice, where can I take out this mindless eating? Where can I take out a few bites of, my friend's sandwich here, or the samples that I'm getting from the break room? Maybe you can start reducing those little nibbles there and a little nibbles here, and that will give you that slight calorie reduction without changing your energy expenditure, and you'll start to see that dynamic equilibrium go towards weight loss. So I hope those 4 tips helped you learn how you can start immediately kickstarting your metabolism to get off that weight loss plateau. I would love to hear from you. Comment below which tip that you want to work on today so that you can start seeing that weight loss. Now, keep in mind, even if you're eating healthy and doing all the right things, you still might be eating more than you should. It's all about portion control, and it's all about eating right. So if you need help with learning how to create balanced meals without feeling like you're on a diet, download my free portion control cheat sheet. I will put it in the link in the description below so that you know how you can do this without feeling like you have to count your calories, track your food, weigh all your food, and do all the things that diets involve. And I want you to be able to not just survive, but thrive. So go ahead, download that cheat sheet now. And in case you want more diet tip videos, take a look at these videos here, and I will make sure that I can continue supporting you in your weight loss goals. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I cannot wait to talk to you again and give you a little bit more advice on losing weight. See you next time.